Okay, my name's Emma Heidorn. I'm 21 years old and I'm a senior English major at University of Missouri. And this summer I studied abroad for 6 weeks in Morocco. I was studying at Arabic Language Institute in Fez, Morocco, and living with a family. My family was just a mother. She was a widow. Her husband had died when a while ago, and just her daughter. The mother's name was Atika, and their daughter was Fatih. Really tiny apartment, really close living quarters, so we got to know them really well. But they weren't the most wealthy people by any means. They're pretty poor. I mean, they had like a TV and a computer, but for our use mostly. It's amazing to see the differences between how women are treated there and how they are treated here. Fez is a very conservative city compared to most in Morocco. So we would go to other cities and see a lot more women like working and out on the streets. But in Fez, especially in the old Medina, where a lot of more traditional conservative people, more religious people live, um, it was less common to see women working, and women would only go out sort of with other women or with their families or with their husbands, not so much alone. You sort of get into their rhythm of things. Like, we went to school every day, but at night, um, like for example, women really they stay indoors all day because it's so hot. Most people stay indoors as much as they can unless they're like working at their shop. But at night, it's amazing. All the women sort of go out onto the streets and gather in the square and do their grocery shopping because it's a lot cooler. It's sort of like a socializing thing. So it would be at like 12 o'clock at night, and we would have to be up at 7 the next morning for school, but we would go out with them anyways because that was their sort of rhythm of life. It's definitely the case where women are expected to stay in the home and provide for their family or care for their family while the men go out and work. Um, so it was it was interesting having conversations with female Moroccans around my age about like their future, sort of talking about like arranged marriages and you know they wanted to go to school, but at the same time they might not be able to afford it, so they had to stay home and help with the family or get married or something. So that was a huge difference. I mean, women in the United States have, or in a lot of Western countries, have so many more opportunities. And I think that's changing definitely in Morocco. I mean, I think the fact that my sister Fatih is able to go to school and have these like dreams that are probably somewhat feasible is an awesome sign. But at the same time, there are a lot of women that don't have the same opportunities as even as she does, which is kind of hard to see. She was 19. So she was like a year younger than me at the time, and she was retaking her sort of last year of high school and sort of looking to get into universities. But of course, it's kind of hard when you don't have a lot of money. So we sort of witnessed a lot of like strain in the family because of that. But she was really eager to go to school, which was really cool to see. Sometimes the mother would go outside with a scarf on, but a lot of times she didn't. And when she prayed, she would wear the scarf. We didn't see her pray that often. Like most people call themselves Muslim, but there's sort of differences in to what extent they actually practice. But I think that it's more of like a cultural thing, like to be Muslim. It's like it is your religion, but it doesn't necessarily mean you pray 5 times a day or you go to the mosque every day, you know. But at the same time, I mean, they told us that Fatih, like she would have to marry a Muslim. It's the Muslim. It's more ingrained in the culture, I would say, than it is here. Like here, when you have a religion, it's very much private from your public life. There, like, your religion is your life. Your religion is like your way of life and your culture and where you come from. So it's sort of a given that everyone is Muslim. Even though Morocco isn't technically a Muslim country, most people, almost all people are Muslim. It was really interesting to sort of see like how much religion plays a factor in the way people think and the way people act, and really the differences in the ways that like religion is a part of their every sort of facet of their life, whereas here, not so much publicly so.